Saludos, programas, and welcome. I am El Buntador II, and I'm here with the Rampage Cleanup Review. So this episode of Rampage started with a qualifying match for the TNT Championship that's going to be held at Forbidden Door. And this qualifying match had two phenomenal wrestlers, Takeshita and Pentacero Miedo. I can go on and dictate all the moves that happened, but just know that this match was a great way to start Rampage. It was a barn burner of a match. You had great moves by both wrestlers. Unfortunately, my favorite, Pentacero Miedo, he ended up taking the 1-2-3 from Takeshita, making Takeshita move on from the qualifying to this ladder match over at Forbidden Door for the TNT Championship. After that, we had a spot with Chris Jericho and Large William, and now Brian Keith. I didn't want to believe it when I saw it at Double or Nothing, but apparently Brian Keith is joining himself with Chris Jericho. You know, this spot, it was fast, but basically Jericho was just saying that he is retiring from commentary, which I personally think is kind of sad. I actually preferred Chris Jericho on commentary, but with his new faction being the Learning Tree, I guess he's got to teach some lessons or whatever. So Chris Jericho stepping down from commentary. There you go. We came back from commercial and we had a little one-on-one time with the Undisputed Kingdom. Taven and Bennett were going off about how Double or Nothing was the only good thing that came out of Double or Nothing was Taven apparently got a sunburn or something like that. And then, of course, Roddy steps in and talks about how he lost his belt and how he's gonna take it out on Collision for a match that he's gonna have on Collision. This was a short spot. Nothing too bad. Nothing too informational. But just telling us that we're going to be seeing Roddy Strong on Collision. This then brought us to our first squash match of the night, which saw Satam Singh versus Jobber, Pretty Peter, Avalon. It pretty much was what it was. Squash match, Satam Singh came in. It ended with him bear hugging and just throttling Pretty Peter Avalon. You know, most people don't like, or some people probably don't appreciate giant matches. I'm okay with it. I was okay with it. I felt that where it was in the card, it was a good break from the drama of the first match, and it didn't affect the pacing of the show. So it was an all right match. Did it forward anything with Satam Singh? No. He's a giant. He's just pummeling people left and right. We then came to our next spot of the night, which showed the Cage of Agony, and they gave an open challenge for anyone to step up to them in Collision. The spot was all right, but what elevated it was CMLL superstar Hechicero made an appearance, and apparently he's aligning himself with the Gates of Agony. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but hey, more luchadors in my life makes El Buntador a happy man. This then brought us to our next match, which saw Viva Van against Timeless Toni Storm, the champion. Now, suffice to say, Timeless Toni Storm did win, but I must give Viva Van her flowers. She actually fought a very well match against Timeless Toni Storm, really putting it to Timeless Toni Storm, and there were actually a few moments where she had her on the ropes and she was trying to get her in submission moves. Very impressive look. I hope that we do see more of Viva Van coming up. We have seen more of her in RH, which is great. Hopefully she'll start getting a little bit of a push. But switching back to the Timeless one, and maybe I'm not the only one out there. I don't really pay attention too much to the internet sphere, but I just want to put to Timeless Toni Storm that she has weaponized her assets, if you know what I mean. She's weaponized her ass. Because the amount of times that she threw hip checks and ass blows to Viva Van was just ridiculous. So it was a very good match. Very good showing for Viva Van. Timeless Tony Storm, though, comes out with the win. And speaking of Timeless Tony Storm, this brought us to our promo featuring Serea and Harley Cameron. Looks like on Wednesday we're going to have a little match between Mariah May and Serea, so tune into Wednesday Night Dynamite for that. But I felt like the shining spot of this promotion was Harley Cameron making the "It's gonna be May" pun, and then Serea saying, "No, it's not going to be May. It's going to be in June." And then Harley. And then they walk off. It was good. It was good. Again, quick spot. Did what it came to do. It was good. This brought us to our second squash match of the night, which had Kyle O'Reilly featuring Jordan Cruz, a big guy. And Kyle O'Reilly, again, went in there, did a great job. Jordan Cruz did a good job selling all the punishment that he was put through. Kyle O'Reilly got a tap out via armbar. It was a good match, though. It was a good squash match. This brought us to our next spot, which featured Taya Valkyrie and Johnny TV putting out a challenge to Claudio Castagnoli. Again, quick spot. Taya and Johnny TV, always super entertaining. I'm very excited to see this Johnny TV Claudio Castagnoli match. And for our main event, we got Rey Fenix versus Isaiah Cassidy of Private Party. This match was another great match. Not as much high flying as I'm used to seeing from Isaiah and Rey Fenix, but it did showcase their wrestling ability and how they were able to neutralize each other's big moves. Towards the end there were a few botches. There was Rey Fenix attempted a top rope Hurricane Rana on Isaiah Cassidy, and when Isaiah came off the rope, he was on the second rope. His leg got caught on the top rope, and then the final move, Rey Fenix's finisher. Even the announcing table didn't have an idea of what to call Rey Fenix's finishing move. It was a double armbar that he picked up Isaiah Cassidy and this literally just like dropped him in some sort of like power bomb, but as opposed to the power bomb where he holds on, he just kind of like let go and just dropped Isaiah Cassidy. And that was the match. That was the 1, 2, 3. Again, a lot of great back and forth. Really, really good match. Overall, this episode of Rampage was very entertaining. The hour went by, and when the show ended, I looked at the watch and said, I didn't realize an hour went by. So all the promos, even the ones that I didn't care about too much, still were nice and short and got to the point, which I really enjoy about Rampage, that they have, it seems like they have, for the promos, have made it for people to just come in, get to the point and get off. They're realizing that they only have an hour, so the majority of the hour was spent on wrestling, which I always enjoy. So for the empanada scale, I will give this episode of Rampage 7 out of 10 empanadas. If you have an hour to kill, go back and watch it. It'll get you ready for Collision. And also for Dynamite coming up. There's a lot of good stuff coming up with AEW. I'm actually quite impressed that post Double or Nothing, normally what I've seen after pay-per-views, AEW kind of lets storylines kind of like drop and drift. But it seems like they are building on storylines, and they are also pivoting with some of the obstacles that they've been tossed, i.e. Adam Copeland unfortunately breaking his leg in Double or Nothing. Adam Copeland, we hope that you get better, and can't wait to see you back and healthy. So, but that's going to be it for this Rampage cleanup crew. Next week, I will be, I don't know if someone's going to join me or not. We're going to find out. But I am El Buntador II. Stay biconic, everybody.